How's it going, guys? It's X here bringing you IPBL season number 1, week number 5. This week we are going up against WMAR, coach of the Miami Infernapes. And yeah, so we did have a team builder for week 5. If you didn't watch that, go watch that. It went up like late-ish last night, like the night before I'm recording this. Obviously, the time would differ depending on where you live in the world, but for EST, Eastern Standard Time, we do have the, it went up like half an hour ago from when I'm recording this, so yeah, that's pretty cool. This should be up on Sunday, so yeah. But if you didn't check out the team builder, you'd say, hey, Isolate, why do you have a Keldeo? Well, I changed that out. I used to have a Bisharp, I switched it because I wasn't really using Bisharp a lot, and I wanted to try Keldeo because even though it's very, you know what it's gonna do, it's still a threat, it's very powerful. So anyway, we're gonna try it. We have 2 water types. It's all good. Yeah, look at the blue on my team. Like, wow. Okay. So anyway, my opponent has like a bunch of colors. Just not even trying with the matching colors. But oh well. He brought the Weavile, Cloyster, Togetic, or Togetic, whatever. I think it's Togetic. Talonflame, Silvally, which could be any type, and Ferrothorn. So Silvally I didn't really prep for that much, which is annoying. Because I probably should have. Given that it can be any type, it's kind of hard to prep for. But it could be a problem. Who knows? But yeah. So depending on what it is. So looking at his team, I see he did not bring the Ditto, which I really thought he would, because Manaphy you could try to counter with Manaphy, or Dragonite, or Lucario, or like a Nasty Plot, Ninetales, which I've brought like twice already. So pretty interesting not to see the Ditto. Nihilego I thought would come because it's nice for the Dragonite, it's nice for the Rotom, it's nice for the Ninetales. It's it could be a clutch special attacker, so you never know, right? But he also didn't bring Salamence, which I think was the most surprising because Salamence gets 1D dance up and it does so much to my team. So the Adrenaline Orb on my Lucario is useless, but we still have some interesting items, So let's try to get those to work, right? We do have the Koba Berry on Keldeo trying to take a BB from Talonflame. We do have the Culber Berry on Koba and Culber on the Uxie, trying to take a knockoff from the Weavile. We also do have the Roly Clay or Veil combo with Ninetales. So I'm gonna start the battle right here. My opponent does end up leading with the Weavile. I end up leading with Rotom because I felt like, unless it's Silvally ground, I can Volt Switch against this whole team. So I think that's a pretty good lead. I could just Volt Switch out and, do that. He ends up leading with Frank, or Frolk, or whatever. So that's fine. I have a pretty decent, yeah, it's Frolk. I have a pretty decent matchup here. I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch. Now, he actually told me after the battle he predicted the Volt Switch and stayed in. He was Focus Sash as well, but I think that was a pretty bad play because if I go for Will-O-Wisp there, I stop his _1 offensive threat on his team. Aside from Talonflame. If I go for Will-O-Wisp there, then that's so good. But whatever. He was bold turn 1, so we'll give him props, I guess. And I get the Volt Switch off to about half, and I'm gonna go into Stride. Beat Up was interesting. So obviously Beat Up hitting the amount of times about like how many Pokemon you have. So that was pretty strong right there. So obviously with the Culver Berry on Uxie, that wouldn't be so good. But with the Beat Up, the first Beat Up would take the Culver Berry, and then the other ones would hit the regular amount of hardness. So that was good playedness on his part. I don't know, I'm studying here. Basically because I'm not even commentating the battle. Anyway, Culver Berry wouldn't have worked out basically against Weavile because he would have popped the Culver Berry with the first Beat Up and then hit 5 more times. So that would have been a lot of damage, obviously. So I'm just going to let the Uxie drop here. I didn't really want anyone to take that big Shadow Ball. Judging by the damage, it could be either Modest or Timid, but it's definitely going to be max special attack. I know this is Silvally Ghost now, so that's nice information. I did get the rocks up, so we're going to hope to keep him there, but I'm going to bring in a little Ninetales here and just get up the Aurora Veil, as he's going to stay in here and click Parting Shot, which is a good move there, skis. So, I'm just going to kind of say, I'm sorry if it's a little bit laggy. It's been acting up recently, I don't know why, but this is my 3rd time trying, so hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, hopefully, you know, we'll be fine. But anyway, in comes the Cloister, and it's looking like it's maybe gonna want to set up. So I'm gonna go straight in my Keldeo hard because it can't do anything to Keldeo. Okay, so I'm gonna switch and I'm gonna hope that works. Stride comes in, hopefully he goes for Shell Smash because then he can't really do much back. So he goes for Rapid Spin, unfortunately, which is bad because now my rocks are gone. So Uxie was basically for naught because I mean Keldeo wasn't gonna do any damage, or it wasn't gonna take any damage from this thing anyway. So it's basically Uxie just dropped for almost no reason. So it did give me a free switch in against Savali though, so I guess that's nice or something. I go for Surf there, it does a lot. I think Secret Sword maybe would have killed. This thing has a lot of physical defense, so I'm not too sure. Depending on its investment, it might have been able to live one. Could also be Choppleberry, you never know. But yeah, I'm gonna go for the Surf, do a lot of damage. He gets up spikes. I don't know what's going on upstairs. It's making a bunch of noise, but whatever. I go for another one because he doesn't really have a switch into Surf other than Togetic. He could have actually switched into Togetic there, but he ended up not, which is fine. And I'm gonna get hit by the hail, which is whatever. So he goes into Doodly here, which is the Ferrothorn. And I'm thinking, okay, this thing is probably Choppable, but even if it isn't, I probably can't, you know, I probably can't kill it with one Secret Sword. So I'm gonna switch into Mech here. He's gonna make a good play, go for the Stealth Rocks. If I clicked Sacred Sword there, that would have been really good because would have 2 KO'd this thing and would have been in a good position, right? But instead, I mean, we're still in here with Mech. I'm just gonna go for the Overheat because the way he's been playing, he's been just like leaving things in, right? So I think I'm just gonna go for Overheat. He does stay in, but unfortunately, he does have that Aqua Berry. It's gonna let him live, and then he's gonna get a crit on the knockoff that he goes for here. Sorry, I'm a bit ahead. He does go for knockoff here. He gets a crit, which puts me basically I can't switch in again. If he hadn't got the crit, I would have been able to switch back into the rocks, and the spikes don't affect me because I am Levitate. So I'm just gonna go for another one, and down goes the Ferrothorn. So we're trading blows left and right, but it's 4-4 right now. Wait, no, it's 5-4. I'm winning, but he does have the Stealth Rocks and spikes on me. He goes into Frolk. I'm gonna let Rotom Heat go down because I kinda gotta. There's not a switch into knockoff at this point. I don't want to bring in Keldeo and lose my Kova Berry just in case. So, I mean, in retrospect, I probably should have switched into Keldeo, but that's okay. Gonna switch into Amber here. Take a lot of damage, spikes and Stealth Rocks, you know, the whatnot. Now, I don't know. Okay, this thing's gonna show low kick later on, right? I'm just gonna spoil it right there. So Lucario might have died to that, maybe not, but it might have. And I don't have any priority on Lucario because I was hoping he'd bring Salamence to give me the Adrenaline Orb. He didn't, but you know, that's all good. So I'm gonna get up that big Aurora Veil. So you know, it's not Light Clay Aurora Veil actually because he just knocked off the Light Clay. So it's only gonna last 5 turns as opposed to 8, which is annoying. But I'm gonna go for the HP Fire. Looks like a 2 KO. I don't have Moonblast. I have HP Fire because I wanted to at least hit the Ferrothorn maybe. So we are going to be able to take out this Weavile, which is nice. So now he has to switch into something. I believe it's 4-3 at this point. He has Togetic, Silvally, and Talonflame. And he doesn't want to switch into Talonflame because he doesn't want to lose his priority with the once the hail goes down. And he's probably not max speed. So maybe my Keldeo can outspeed him if he does like take a recoil from a hit or something. So I do go for the Blizzard as he goes for Flamethrower, which is fine. I was hoping he wouldn't like Roost Stall and then wait for the Blizzard to end, or wait for the hail to end and then the Blizzards would miss. That would be annoying, but luckily he just went for the Flamethrower, and luckily it took me out because if it didn't take me out, because I did have the Aurora Veil up, so it might not take me out, but it did. If it hadn't, then he would have been able to Roost Stall me, and that would have been bad. But luckily I do get some prior damage on this. I'm going to go for the Flash Cannon. Hopefully take this thing out, but I mean, this thing's looking, judging by how much Blizzard did, it was definitely looking like Flash Cannon wouldn't take him out, which is unfortunate, because now he's going to be able to Flamethrower and get a crit. I live it, by the way. You wouldn't notice, but whatever. I do live it on 6, and the hail does end. So luckily I'm able to get by that, which is nice. So I'm gonna go for the flash cannon here. He's switching to Stone Cold here. His Silvally. I don't really know why. I guess to preserve differential or whatever. But I guess he had it all planned out. But Togetic was very useless at that point. Certifiable useless, in fact. So, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, he drops my Lucario, which is fine. And at this point, I go into Stride, and I was calculating it. Surf is a roll, I think. So I want to go for that and try to kill. And if I don't, then it's gonna. And if I don't, and he's max speed, he will outspeed my Manaphy. So I mean, that's just a problem. So I go for the Surf. It does not kill, which is unfortunate. And he goes for the T-Bolt, and I don't live it. So that's bad. If we had kept rocks on the field, if that Cloyster hadn't got the rapid spin off, then this Silvally would have dropped to the Surf that I just went for, because the rocks would have gotten power damage on him, and that would have been would have made this game close. But unfortunately, he is max speed. I'm not. I should have been max speed, but unfortunately I wasn't there, and I do get taken down to the point where a Gale Wings Brave Bird will definitely take me out. But out comes the Surf, because, you know, why not? Why not? Why not? So Silvally's gonna go down. So, you know, Manaphy picking up a kill. I probably should have used Manaphy more aggressively this match. But there wasn't too much to set up on, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm playing Manaphy too well this season, but yeah, that's unfortunate. He's gonna go for the Z move, which is just cute. Supersonic. I was hoping it was the fire one, but obviously that would be dumb. He wouldn't go for that. I probably would have lived it if it was the fire one. But yeah, since he has a Z move here, I didn't calc it, but supersonic Sky Strike Brave, like a Z Brave Bird, that would have done a lot to Manaphy, because basically, okay, I had the Cova Berry on Keldeo, but it wouldn't have lived. Well, it might have lived a Brave Bird. He probably would have gone for Brave Bird, and then if I'd popped the Koba, so like saying theoretically, if I'd taken out Silvally, he'd bring in Talonflame or Togetic. Togetic dies to anything, so it's basically irrelevant there. So if he'd brought in Talonflame and gone for the Supersonic Sky Strike, he would have taken out Keldeo even with the Cova Berry, but then I would have brought in Manaphy and taken him out with Surf, because he wouldn't be able to take me out with a Brave Bird. But if he had gone for straight up Brave Bird, which I think he would have done, because he would have wanted to save his Z move for the Manaphy, he would have gone for the Brave Bird definitely against the Keldeo, and depending on his set, I maybe could have lived it, because I did have the Cova Berry to reduce super effective flying type moves. So if he had gone for Brave Bird and I'd lived it, I would have been able to Surf and take out the Talonflame, and then Surf and take out the Togetic. But unfortunately, we were not able to get that kill on the Silvally, which is whatever. You know, it is what it is. And I don't even know if a Supersonic Sky Strike from a Talonflame, even if it's adamant, I don't know if that would have taken out my Manaphy. Would have been close, definitely. But, I mean, Talonflame is pretty weak on its own. That's why the Z move is so good. But anyway, we're going to lose that one. Gotta be honest, I was kind of sidetracked in this match. I was doing a few things at once, but I didn't really calc a lot. But it was a pretty quick match, you know, 23 turns, punch for punch. And a good game to W. Mari definitely played well and got the win. We had a few chances in there to maybe get the win, but it's all good. Next week we go up against another Miami team, right? It's the Miami Dolphins. So that's obviously a play on the Miami Dolphins. That's cool. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to try to bounce back next week, but I mean, it's whatever. This is my fun league, so I'm just going to have fun with it. And yeah, gonna hope to do well next week. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.